What's going on, everybody? Welcome to GmiasWorld. So the Madden Ultimate Team Master, Madden 19, is going to be Ryan Shazier. I announced it a couple of days ago when EA Sports released it on their Twitter feed, and now we have exactly what we're going to need to do in order to achieve that. Now, for those of you that have never watched my channel before, you're going to find that there's a lot of different things that you can learn from this channel, including a lot of funny, videos with commentary from when I'm actually playing the game. Over the years, I've put out a lot of Madden content, in addition to other things like Resident Evil, Grand Theft Auto, different type of variations, but you always get that GmiasWorld feel. But in this situation right here, for the people that have never done MUT Master before, last year EA Sports created a new way to do it, and it was based on objectives and progress, okay? They're going to continue doing it in that same form and fashion, and what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to detail it to you so that you understand fully what's going to be expected of you. It's very, very similar to the Madden 18 MUT Master. So with the Sean Taylor situation where you had to do a certain amount of rushing touchdowns, things like that, that's pretty much what I'm going to get to with the details. What I will let you guys know right now, though, you don't have to worry about having to do MUT squads and having to do a lot of the things that you had to do last year, which is why a lot of people didn't do it. They do give you an option to pretty much use solos and not have to play online ranked games to do it. We're going to go over all the different variations of it right now. So once again, if you're new, welcome. If you're a regular member and you're part of the GmiasWorld fam, what's good? Let's go ahead and jump into it right now. In the beginning, they give you some kind of information into some of the stuff that's going on with Ryan Shazier. Obviously, he won't be playing right now. He suffered a very, very serious injury, but he has been, on the practice field with the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's been motivational to the players. He's been around and doing things that motivates, I think, a lot of people that feel that he probably wouldn't have been able to do that. So he is a growing influence as far as miracles are concerned. It could have ended a lot differently. Okay, so that's pretty much what they're talking about in the beginning, and just giving respect to Ryan Shazier and what he stood for. I think he was a pretty solid linebacker. Okay, so here we go right now. Excuse me. This is what we're going to be doing, right? You're going to have to get tokens, okay, to upgrade Ryan Shazier as you go on. You're going to get his base version, like it's saying, pretty early on for your MUT experience. So I already told you guys this in the previous video. Everything that I told you is here. Is just giving you the exact numbers of games and the exact number of rush yards, etc., what you're going to need to do, okay? So pretty much it's going to tell you the different things, and each one is a different objective. So right here where it says win 20 games, you're winning 20 games, but you're doing it with an overall that is less than 70, okay? So for those of you that don't know, it's the same thing that they did with MUT Master Sean Taylor, and it's just to make sure that you guys are not just going to open packs and just automatically be goons and just doing wild and ridiculous things. You understand what I'm saying? So pretty much when you look at this, you're not going to want to be upgrading your team. Like if your focus is MUT Master, you're going to want to bang these 20 solos out with a team that's like 68 overall. All right? Something along those lines, not a big deal. Okay? Make sure you understand, though, as you do the objectives, make sure to upgrade your team. That was one of the biggest things that I had issues explaining to a lot of the other players last year that was just joining MUT for the first time, and they didn't understand. They're like, yeah, bro, I'm having trouble with the other solos now, and I still have a team lower than 70. I'm like, dude, you only needed to do a certain amount of games. So remember, what happens is it can become a little bit more difficult as you start to grind solos out with the overalls of the teams that you're playing. So you want to continually get the max of what you need just to make sure that you successfully play the solos, whatever you're doing, and you're winning those games. Keep in mind, you see the different ways you can do it. Solo battles, solo, seasons, MUT Champs, or salary cap. Okay? So with these right here, you don't see any MUT squads in this situation right here, right? Nothing's going on with MUT squads. You're just seeing the different modes, and pretty much it's all straight, nothing to do with MUT squads, which is just thank you so much, EA. Thank you so much. Okay? For me, I may do some MUT squads offline because that's a new option. But playing online with a lot of, playing with random dudes or whatever, it was a hassle to get Sean Taylor, quite honestly. And that was what part of the experience that I hated the most. So this is actually really, really good. Okay? And like I said, with the new offline experience, you could get together with a couple of your friends, play solos with your squad, stuff like that. All that stuff is cool. You know what I'm saying? But when you had to do it and it was necessary for it to be done to get MUT Master, and it was a nightmare for a lot of people, including myself. All right? So look, you're going to win 20 games with an overall less than 70, 40 games with an overall less than 80, 50 games with an overall that is greater than or equal to 80, okay? Which means you can have 80. So don't think that, is greater than or equal to. For people that don't do math, you know what I'm saying? That's pretty much what's going on right there. Win 100 games with a team overall that is greater than or equal to 85, okay? So with this right here, I already have videos right here in this playlist explaining to you guys how we're going to be able to upgrade the team. But obviously, because we're going towards the MUT Master grind, we're not going to go right away and get our team to that level. We're going to take care of each one of these, bang out the solos and get all that stuff done. And then when we get to the 100 game portion, then we'll start to put together our real team. All right, guys? Remember, I'm going to walk you through it. Everything that I'm doing to get it through, I'm going to give you the raw footage, whether I'm offline or online. I'm going to make sure that I'm constantly recording and getting all the information out to you guys because you guys want to see how it's done, and that's why you come to the channel. So I don't want to make it seem like, oh, bro, I'm doing all these things and you can't do it, because you'll be able to see exactly what I'm doing, and that just lessens all of the struggle. You know what I'm saying? Because if you watch me fail at it, because obviously you already know I'm not editing it out. If I'm getting L's in my file and the computer's beating the hell out of me, I give you that raw footage. Check the channel. You know what I'm saying? Until we get through it, we get it done, and we move on together. I'm not perfect. I strive to be perfect, but I'm not perfect. EA will EA me from time to time, okay? Everybody gets EA'd. I don't care how great of a player you are. EA has EA'd you at least once or twice in your life. So that is what it is, all right? So that's our first section. This is going to be, a major portion of it. Keep in mind, though, like I told you, remember in the last video, if you guys watched my last video, I told you they would give you a certain amount of days that you had to have logged in, and that number is 25. So nobody will have MUT Master until 25 days after they have the game, okay? So in 25 days, we have to do all of the things that I'm listing right now, all right? In doing those solos, you're going to be doing these things. You're going to be throwing for 40,000 yards. You're going to be throwing for 80,000 yards. You're going to be throwing for 400 passing touchdowns. Keep in mind, these are upgrade tokens. You're doing all of these to upgrade the original base one that you start off with. You see what I'm saying? The base version, that's what you're doing. You're going to be upgrading him. So there's going to be a set for the upgrades. All right? So as you're doing all these other solos, you're going to have your eye on the prize. 40,000 passing yards, 80,000 passing yards, 400 passing yards, 800 passing touchdowns, 400 passing touchdowns, excuse me. It's 40,000 passing yards and 80,000 passing yards, and then these are passing touchdowns. Now, for a lot of you that are saying, bro, that's a lot of stuff, you're absolutely 100% right. But guess what we're going to do? We're going to figure out the best way to do it. See, I don't know if a lot of the things that I was doing last year is going to still be able to go on in this year's MUT, but I'm going to find out the best ways to do it, and you're going to have a video on it. So don't tell nobody, though. Most of you guys are going to go snitch, but don't tell anybody. But I'm going to let you guys know the easiest way to get your touchdowns, get your passing yards, and all that stuff. So you don't have to worry about that. Same thing goes with the 12,000 rushing yards, 25,000 rushing yards, 200 rushing touchdowns, 400 rushing touchdowns. We're going to figure out how to get those things done. And remember, we're doing all of this in 25 days. Because by the time this daily objective, part is over, I will have the full max of what he can be by that time. Because as we get down, you're going to see that there's more things to do to continually upgrade him. Okay? In doing so with the solos, also intercept 100 passes, intercept 250 passes, record 1,000 tackles, 2,500 tackles, force 50 fumbles, force 125 fumbles, 200 sacks, 400 sacks. Okay? Now, with all of that being said, right, that's the major part. That's going to be the list to get him to that whatever level he's going to be at. We have to see where he's going to be. If we're going to get the overall 95, or they're going to have something else going on. But that's the list to complete it to get, the MUT Master, which is Ryan Shazier for Madden 19. That's the original list, right? In doing so, you're going to be getting a lot of coins while you're doing it. Every time you complete one of these things, you're going to get a certain amount of coins. It'll show you in the actual objective in progress. That'll be on your screen. I'll definitely show you that at launch, all right? There are 10 other objective tasks. So after you do all this and you get the 95 overall, there's going to be other ways to get more coins and more upgrades. Now, this is another major change. You see what I'm saying? It was they felt the same way that I felt, that they forced us to do certain things to get MUT Master. Okay? So now this year, you'll have the option to beat 500 individual solos or play 125 multiplayer games. Now, the multiplayer games are equivalent to MUT Champs, squads, seasons, MUT draft, and salary cap. So you don't have to only do squads, okay, for the multiplayer. You can win these games any way you want. They're split up into 5 different sections. If you do it this way with the 40 unique solo, 80 unique solo, 160, 240, and 500, you're going to be getting MUT Master 95 overall tokens, MUT 92 overall token. You see what I'm saying? MUT Master Border token. So you're going to be getting some of these tokens while you're actually doing this part, okay? All of it is going to be necessary to continue to upgrade Ryan Shazier. And keep in mind, they give you the option to do either the 500 solos or win the 125 multiplayer games, which just means that you're online, okay? What happens if you do both? You're going to have the additional tokens that you get. So you'll have bonus stuff, okay? And pretty much what's happening is this. They're telling you right there, you're receiving additional 250K for completing the entire MUT Master Stats objective list, okay? So you will be able to now, most of the things that you guys ask about, like, bro, I want to be a MUT millionaire, you should probably be one by the time this is all said and done. It's going to take some time because obviously it's a lot of games that you have to play. But once we formulate a plan on how we're going to do it, it'll be fine. Okay? So that's all you really have to do. These are the different ways that you can get these tokens. Now, additionally, all the time that you're grinding for MUT Master, you're going to be able to have an additional objective list using the MUT Master Ryan Shazier after you get him. Okay? Similar to what happened with Sean Taylor. Once you got the 95, you have to do certain objectives with him to get more coins. Now, when you do this and you get the MUT Master Ryan Shazier, you're gonna be able to earn more coins. You're gonna have to record 45 interceptions with Ryan Shazier. You're gonna have to record 750 return yards from interceptions, 125 tackles for loss. That's gonna be pretty huge because we're gonna have to blitz every play against the computer. 100 pass deflections. That's going to be a nightmare probably because it was for Sean Taylor. 50 forced fumbles, 20 fumble recoveries, 25 sacks, 1250 solo tackles, okay? 10 total defensive touchdowns. And when you complete the entire MUT Master objective list, they're going to give you 25K. It's going to all amount to an additional 250K. Now, as far as completing all of these things, they're going to be coin values for it, but it's not listed here in its entirety. Okay, you see the 500K right here when you complete the entire list, and then at 250 shows you that you'll get another, you'll be up to 750. They're going to do something, to make it get to 1 million coins like they did with Sean Taylor, more than likely. Okay, so you have this additional list here. You have these going on right here, okay, with the other breakdown right here, where they show you the final 10 objective tasks, okay, for the 5 solo and 5 multiplayer. So all of these are going to be different ways to earn coins. So by the time you're done, you should ultimately be a MUT millionaire, depending on how much you spend to get to this point, okay? So the list is fully available right now on easports.com. You guys can go and check it out. I'm very excited to bring it to you with all the information that you're going to need to have it to get it done. And now I just want to know from you guys, how many of you guys are going to be on this path with me? How many of you guys are doing MUT Master? Because I'm definitely going to be a MUT Master in Madden 19. Are you? Until next time, one love.